Fly Nubian Money goes live every single day. That's Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you don't know, now you know. All you have to do is text the word Queens, that's Queens, that's Queens, to 87948. That's 87948. That's Queens to 87948. Yes? If you want.
So, with 85, and I think pull that slide up, 60% of athletes, of football players, I think 60% of football players end up going bankruptcy within years of retiring. And the average retirement age for a football player, or average years that they play, is about 3.5 years. So I'm going to ask you, because you a we wealth warrior queen, Miss Athena. Do you think that these teams do enough to teach these Black men true financial literacy?
I think what these teams do is that they do come and be like, oh, here's a financial literacy seminar here. Deion Sanders, I think there's a talk about women, how to deal with them, or what they could be doing with groupies in that situation. By the end of the day, these men are grown men at a level of status, and they're tempted and they take the bait. So that's something that happens. A lot of football players don't make that much money, by the way, right. Which is why I don't know why these girls hopping up trying to get engaged by them. Their money not even guaranteed. You're better off doing basketball or golf or something else, right? Because most players are just making hundreds of thousands. They're like the slide said, on average is 3.3 years. Their body is so damaged, all the medical bills afterwards. They go into bankruptcy. It's a lot of stress. So the other issue that comes with it is that they're so used to, this is a psychological thing now, maybe Felice can talk about it. When you're used to having a certain level of income coming in and now you have to adjust, even if you have the best financial planner, your financial advisor should, okay, this is the money after this, after the lawyer, this is what you really have. And then if you want to last post your football career, this is your monthly spending. Usually while they're playing, they're living high off the lamb. And when they're stopped playing and they realize what the situation is, there's an adjustment that needs to be made. And usually, for what I've seen in different documentaries, players fall into depression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Dr. Felice, you couple that with, what's that, TCC, whatever they have, the concussions that they have, the mental, and they have the lesions on their brains. CTE. And CTE. Yeah. CTE. So you couple that with CTE, with the bodies that are broken down, and then the financial issues. What does that do for them mentally?
And then you think about, too, a lot of these guys that go into the NFL, and you think about their environments where they came from. Mm-hmm. They didn't come from an environment that taught them about wealth, that taught them about financial planning. And that's in the Black community as a whole. And so we thrust them into these environments where they have all this money that they don't know how to handle anyway. They don't have any people or role models in their life that they're willing to listen to, possibly even, that's going to help direct what these stages need to look like so that they are in position to even manage this newfound money that comes into their life. So you go from poverty to wealth in 2 seconds flat, and you're not even prepared to handle what that means. And then in 3 years, it's all gone. You'll be in a state of depression too. Forget about CTE, like you just be depressed. And so that's a natural state that they can possibly go to. And so how do we build villages, right? How do we start preparing our young men ahead of time who believe that this is the path that they're destined for? How do we start preparing them ahead of time to be able to handle what this looks like and to build some great financial planning around them to make sure that their money goes and stretches with them no matter what? Because it's not just in the adjustment about them losing the money, but if your identity is also tied to the football and that's gone as well, how do you help them to create a new identity and to know that they're bigger than the NFL, that they're bigger than the sport? So it's all these different layers too that we have to help these young boys be able to manage and prepare for.
That's good. And that's the thing that I think as you're growing up in little league and you go through those things, and there's promise, and it's good that they these young kids, they have somebody like Deion Sanders. Hopefully you have more coaches that are more like mentors like Deion Sanders is. I don't know if that you have that, but since we brought up CTE, a lot of people don't really understand what CTE is and how it could affect a player even post NFL. Dr. Charm, what's CTE? You are a medical practitioner. What's CTE? Dr. Charm.
We can't hear you.
You don't know how to mute you?
Sorry, I had.
And you're muted again, baby. You're muted again.
Oh.
No, you're
Okay.
good. You're good.
CTE stands for chronic traumatic encephalopathy. And this is basically it's brain damage, and it cannot be diagnosed until they have passed away. So it's only diagnosed by autopsy. So I don't know if any of you all saw that Will Smith movie Concussion. So he actually portrayed the Nigerian doctor that came up with this or discovered it. But they cannot diagnose it until post-mortem, because you have to have the brain tissue. So there's a theory that OJ may have had it. I would think that Cam Newton would be less likely to have CTE because he's a quarterback. So they don't take the hit, just because the quarterbacks are usually protected from getting hit. So it'd be less likely for him to have it. But he was in the league for 11 years, and you get hit just once the wrong way, it can be some situations. But like I said, he is a quarterback, or was a quarterback. And so he would be less likely. But you're dealing with these athletes. They are subject to so many different kinds of injuries. Like I was, friends with the NFL player that won the Super Bowl. And one day he just showed me his finger was this. He showed me like all his injuries just on his hands. Finger was just like this. I'm like, how are you functioning? Like, how are you walking around like that? So yeah, it's definitely traumatic, hence the name.
So Moya, what can Cam's transition from athlete to post-retirement life highlights the connection between identity and finances. So how do you think an athlete's sense of self is tied to their financial situation?
Well, I feel like Dr. Felice, the Be Big coach, would have a real good understanding of how those two connect. I think one of the things that I find very interesting with Cam in terms of because from what I understand, it's been 3 years since he's no longer in the NFL. And so 2 years ago, roughly, he started his podcast. So fashion has always been his thing. And so it feels like he's able to find the lanes. And one of the things that I think is also important is a lot of these, especially because like Athena was saying, most of these players don't have these super huge $100 million, $65 million contracts. And because there's 53 players on an active roster. And from what I understand, 13 to 17 on the practice squad. So the amount that these guys make is a wide range. And there's only a few players that make the amounts that we hear about daily in the news, such as Cam Newton. And so one of the things that I think is important, we have to understand, they are hunted not only by women, but by financial planners, by financial analysts. Like they're showing up at their house, they're showing up at wherever they're going to dinner, like they're on them just like women are on them. So they have access to knowledge. The question is, one, can you trust them? And two, are what plan do they have that's best suited for you and where you want to go?
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you said that because, me being in the real estate in the real estate profession and having access to certain athletes and, wanting to do business with athletes. And they're like, yeah, no, my agent or my manager already has me set up with people. I can't work with anybody else. And then just like you said, can you trust those people that they have you? Because it's like a whole plan. It's like this person's going to manage your money. This person's going to take care of your investments. This person's going to do this. And this person's going to sell you real estate. And this person's going to invest your money in this. And so you have to have a whole lot of trust in your manager, your agent, and not, and a lot of them don't have the financial IQ. They don't have the financial literacy so that they really, really understand what it is they're doing. They're putting their trust in these people, mostly white people, that they're putting their trust in to make sure to take care of them. But then 60% of them end up filing bankruptcy within 3 years of retirement. So it says a lot. It says a lot about how they're planning for their financial future. Athena, how can individuals in high-paying but short-term careers like athletes better prepare for their financial future, Miss We Wealth Warrior?
Well, they can definitely get a good financial advisor. Listen, go to elevatewithathena.com if any of you guys need help. But also, I think that what needs to happen is that regardless of if you're going to put money or have an advisor watch over your finances, I always recommend take a basic finance 101. You don't even have to take the class. Just buy the textbook, right? Look at a local college textbook and read that book, because sometimes you don't even know what to look for. Ask a professional because you just don't know, right? And there are some situations where they'd get taken advantage of. Fat Joe had his accountant scam him and ended up in jail with IRS and stuff like that. That does happen. And what I've learned about Hollywood in particular is like there's this group, there's this clique. Once you have the agent is friend with a lawyer, they're friend with a financial advisor, they're friend with this. I remember Steve Harvey was saying that once you get one, they just pass you around to their whole group so everybody eats or whatever. But if you're in a bad group, you can also be taken advantage of. I know that the players do get a financial literacy course from the rookie when they come in as a rookie, but I don't know if they really truly understand what that means. Like that $2 million contract, chop that in half for taxes. Then you have to pay your agent. Then you have to pay your lawyer. Then you have to pay your this, that, and the third. You're really walking out with like $500,000. Mm-hmm. Do they really understand that they're getting $500,000 for 3 years?
Right. That part. Listen, you are watching Fly Nubian Money. These are the Fly Nubian Queens on Fly Nubian Money. And we are here every day, Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. If you want to get notified when we come live, text the word Queens to 87948, and we'll be right back.
You want to grow your money and not blow your money, as Constance says, check us out at flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, programs, videos, resources. In 2024, there's no reason to be broke when there's information all around us. So get your money right. flynubianmoney.com.
All right, ladies. Get your money right. flynubianmoney.com. So somebody said that, you can't keep the stripper lifestyle if you're trying to save this money and make it go. And I think I don't know if this is a stereotype or what, but I know that, you see a lot of athletes over at Magic City. Magic City still exists. You see a lot of athletes just,
That's a tax write-off, though.
What'd you say?
It's a tax write-off, though. The rappers and all those, they can write it off. Why? The Magic City stuff. Mm-hmm.
Why?
Come on, Athena, do you know
what tax guidance? What charity?
Okay, so
is that charity deduction? They don't need it.
No. Their argument is their argument is that this is a part of the lifestyle. This is what attracts them to allow them to make more money. And, they claim that, it's almost like the hood golf course, right? In terms of that's how you meet people.
I need to see in the tax code where that is defined. I want to see the time precedence.
You can definitely put that on your Schedule C. There's a way.
Listen.
Wow.
Because it's part of their image, this whole thing. It's part of their image.
Okay.
And when I heard about it, I thought it was,
ESPN ain't checking for you to be no host to get that ESPN check because you throwing it up at Magic, eating wings and trying to donate to these stripper scholarship funds. Then that's how that go.
Right.
And Magic City still is open. They have the best honey jerk wings. You can even order them and not even pay for entertainment.
I don't believe y'all with this strip club wing. all the especially in Atlanta,
Wings
lemon
are so
pepper
good.
city, lemon pepper wing city. You bypassing all these wing places just to go to
Madison
see
Square Garden.
magic. And you're not looking. You're not
Let
looking
me
at
tell you
another palette.
something. Strip clubs are amazing. It's like I'm in awe. It's like the Cirque du Soleil. Like these women have this upper body strength that is just unimaginable. They pull themselves up on this pole and then they do all like it is amazing. If you've never been, you should go. It's like
They have pole in the Olympics. That's in the Olympics now. Pole work.
it should be. It is a talent. It is a skill because I don't got that kind of upper body strength. Anyway, so I want to ask you guys a personal question because a lot of times these men, these athletes will, they'll duck off their money at these, places like strip clubs. Is there something that you did maybe early on in your career, Dr. Felice, that you think back and you might want to, redo? If you could go back and do it again, you would do it again?
Yeah, I would. I would listen to my childhood dreams. I knew what I wanted to do younger, but I let adults and their fear for me being poor and in poverty change my trajectory. I have an undergraduate degree in economics. Sit with that. I was in banking for like 15 years. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. Now, don't get me wrong. I use all of it and everything that comes with it. It's not in vain, but it wasn't my purpose. It wasn't my plan. If I could go back, it's something about our childhood dreams. They're pure. And children really do know more about what it is they want to do with their lives. And then we come in as adults and we twist it because we instill fear. And so I wouldn't have went down that trajectory. I would have started and tried to get into this path a whole lot sooner than I did. And
how long were you in banking before you got into your dream?
I was in banking 15 years.
15 years. Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have come straight out of college and you would have done this.
I would have done this, hopefully. And I could have been doing and helping the people I was supposed to help a whole lot sooner. But I trust my flow. So
yeah, I mean, it's all God's plan. Yeah,
I would have done that. Yeah.
It was purpose. What about you, Moya? If you could have done something different, or maybe there was a financial mistake that you made early on.
For me, I'd have to say car note. Like, I feel like this is the biggest thing that I tell everybody. Like, if you can avoid a car note, just do it. Just, I would much rather have paid cash for a car and that's it. Because just the car note just sucks the life.
When you was whipping up Benz, Moya, you was whipping up Benz.
Well, it's definitely, it's way more than a Benz, but still, I don't feel like it's worth it.
Okay. All right. What about you, Dr. Charm?
I think I probably would have went into another branch of the medical field instead of naturopathic medicine. I probably would have done regular, like a traditional medicine, and then taken like the concentrations for functional medicine and the other integrative stuff afterwards, just because it's more difficult for naturopathic with insurance and this kind of thing. So it made it a little bit tougher for our field. We made a lot of gains, but we're still fighting with the insurance companies.
Okay. Because they don't want to pay for naturopathic medicine. But you did that because it was your passion, but it ain't paying like that.
No, it's cheap.
Damn, you just went blank. You just went blank, baby.
That they're able to, help somebody.
You're going in and out. Uh-oh, we lost her. What about you, Athena?
Listen, y'all. Now the goddess has done better, but credit cards. Oh my God. When I started getting credit cards, oh my God. And I have like good taste. So I made some mistakes initially with getting credit cards, but
credit card debt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you, that's in my mind.
Back.
Bankruptcy, 379 credit score, foreclosures, short sales. I've done it all, but I did it all so that you don't have to. My hardships are your blueprint, so you don't have to. I'm always very optimistic and always very glass half full. So, I just looked at it as business and experiences, life's experiences. Like, my biggest regret in life is not going away to an HBCU. So that's the only thing that I have regrets about. But in terms of like, financial decisions and choices that I could have made, I would have definitely made some different ones. I think being married kind of helped me spend a lot more money than I would have. Like, I don't spend nearly as much money now, except for I got this hefty ass mortgage, y'all. But I don't spend nearly as much as, frivolously now that I'm single. So, that's been better for me. But all of those things that I did, but they did. I mean, look at behind me. Look at all these books I got. I wrote these because of my hardships. Now you don't got to go through it. But 60% of athletes, they end up filing bankruptcy and they have this lifestyle. They live beyond their means. And so many athletes, there's a lot of athletes, like you have Shaq that ended up, now he's making, he's worth like 100 million or 500 million. You have Magic Johnson that's worth so much money. You have a lot of athletes that did make good financial choices. But then you have people like Mike Tyson, who I don't know if he made over $100 million in his lifetime, but then he ended up going broke, made decisions that he shouldn't have had to make at 60 years old. But we have a video just to kind of, was a video? Oh, slide video? I thought we had a video. We have a video?
Did you know that Warren Sapp lost $40 million after retiring from the NFL due to lavish spending? Here are the top 10 NFL players who went broke after making millions playing football. At number 10 is Luther Ellis, who lost all $11 million he earned due to failed investments and the 6 kids he adopted. 9. Andre Rison. Andre Rison lost approximately $19.2 million due to lavish spending and child support. At number 8 is Bernie Kosar, who lost $20 million due to his wife divorcing him and tax evasion. 7. Warren Sapp, who lost $40 million due to lavish spending. Sitting at number 6 is Clinton Portis, who lost $43 million due to poor investments, child support, and lavish lifestyle. 5. Lawrence Taylor. LT lost all of his $50 million due to drug charges, tax fraud, and sexual misconduct. 4. Mark Brunell, who also lost $50 million due to his failed real estates. 3. Deuce McAllister, who lost $70 million due to a failed Nissan dealership. 2. Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens lost $80 million due to lavish spending, child support, and failed real estate investments. At number 1 is Michael Vick, who lost $116 million due to a dogfighting scandal.
That hurt my heart. 116. I'm glad that this list was diverse. I'm glad that I didn't see 10 brothers on there. I'm glad I seen a few white boys in there too. It ain't just us. But that child support is getting it, ain't it?
Child support and lavish spending was the theme on that one. I was like, but yet they're having 8, 9, 10 kids.
But it's different households. What you said, Dr. Charm?
That's why Brett Favre was over there stealing the money from the state of Mississippi, is because he didn't want to. Let me stop. That's why he didn't want to lose his money, so he was stealing the money from the welfare recipients of the state of Mississippi. Why he not in jail?
Right, and Mississippi has the highest rate of welfare in the entire country, and you're gonna steal from the poorest of the poor, which is crazy. But
to build a bad, was it tennis court for his daughter, volleyball team, the volleyball building for his daughter.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah. Nobody said it. No. Hey, listen, with the way that this country is going, I mean, there is lawlessness. I remember when I was little, and I always used to hear my pastor, my uncle, he's Reverend Jenkins. And he's always say, there's going to be a time when it's right to do wrong and it's wrong to do right. And ladies and gentlemen, I mean, the lawlessness that we see going on in this country, boy. I mean, let me get off my soapbox, but I mean, it's just, we've entered the twilight zone with the lawlessness. But Dr. Felice, what do you think about the idea of all these people? What should they have done different? Because I see a lot of it's child support. I see his lavish lifestyle. I see somebody adopted 6 kids. I see his real estate investments gone wrong. I see his business opportunities that's gone wrong. What should they have done differently, please?
So I saw one of the guests say a lack of discipline. A lot of it is a lack of discipline and self-control. There's something about being able to reel your lust, reel the flesh in, right? And temper it and pat it down, right? So that you can make wise decisions. And so it looks like they go after their flesh instead of taming it, so that they leave their mind to be able and free to be able to hear and recognize sound counsel when they hear it, to be able to be still and center themselves so that they can listen to their inner man that's leading and directing them, because we were created for progress and success. And so we just get still enough, right, to be able to hear and be able to receive sound doctrine. You'll be able to make less mistakes and not follow after everything that seems like a diamond. And we just go after the next, and so everything seems attractive to us. And so if we could just kind of temper some of that. And also we need to get more, y'all know I say it all the time. We need to be in villages of people who are giving us counsel. When we surround ourselves with people who are instilling in us, who are encouraging us, who are directing us. Look at you, Constance. You surround yourself with wise people, right? So they're always letting you know, and you are open to the direction. Now, you may not always follow it, but you are open to receive. And then you get alone and you figure out what's going to be best for you. And so that's what we all need to do in our lives. It's just not for athletes. It's for all of us. And so it's discipline. It's self-control. It's, when y'all were talking about how is it that they lose all this money and stuff? Well, we all have to be stewards and guardians and do our own checks and balances of our money. Just because we got good accountants, people are people.
People are people.
You got to check your accountant. You got to be like, hey, where's our quarterly meeting? Where we at? Where should I be? And you got to do your own stuff, because I looked over the stuff. And did you catch this? Because you got to know that the people that you put to be a steward, that you checking them. Yeah. And so when they know that they be in check, they just don't have free reign to do what they want to do and how they want to do it. You don't know what's going on in the person's life that they may switch.
Right.
And so you have to make sure that they know and are on alert. So we got to do our due diligence.
But Dr. Felice, it's hard. And I know we got to go to a break. It's hard to try to find that tribe or that village when that's not where you come from. And I know they say if you didn't come from wealth, wealth needs to come from you. But how do we find it? And we're going to answer that question after we come back from break. But how do you really find it when that's not what you're surrounded with? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Fly Nubian Money is now on Spotify. Yes, yes, yes. We are on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, you can listen to us. All you have to do is search Fly Nubian Money and we will appear. All of our episodes. Make sure that you leave a 5-star rating and review so other people that come along and are looking for a good show to watch, they'll follow us too. If you are interested in being on Fly Nubian Money, sorry, I don't have any spaces. I'm just playing. If you are interested in being a queen or a king on Fly Nubian Money for the day, please reach out to me. I'm at info@realvirtual.net. That's info@realvirtual.net. Also, if you need help with your business, go ahead and send me an email for that too. Okay. I've said enough. Now back to the show.
I want to go back to that question, but before I do that, there was just like the best comment that I've seen here. It's from Felicia Jackson, who's in our upcoming cohort of the Net 7 Collective that's starting next week. She said, "Good afternoon, ladies. I read one of Constance's books last night before I went to bed. Order them, read them. It's my second one that I read. Great information." Anyway, so let me ask you, Moya, how do you
wait? Can I just say one thing
yes,
to address what you said? Because you're absolutely right. It's hard for people who don't come from that. So that's where it's up to us to take our hand and reach back. We got to go back. We got to go back to those people. You do that through volunteer. You do that through organizations that are going into those communities that don't know to do what they do. And we instruct and we teach and we guide and we love them through these processes. So we got to go back to those who much is given, much is required. And that means going back and finding those people.
So it's the people external of them. Right. So then what responsibility do they have? But I'm going to ask you that, Moya. How do these people get these resources if they don't come from this environment?
So I think one of the things that we haven't mentioned yet, first of all, thank you, Miss Jackson, because I got to get Constance's trust book. When I get off, I'm getting that trust book because that's
it's only $20. It's only $20.
So thank you for reminding me.
The conversation that we had here. We talked about living trust, and I went and created a book, and I just $20.
Yeah, so I got to get that living trust book. But so I think one thing that we have to understand with LeBron James is a great example of what it means to use your group, because he fired his agent and he formed his group, Rich Paul, Maverick Carter, and I'm sure there's a few of them. And then he also looked outside of the normal, and he was looking at what Warren Buffett did, what Jay-Z did, how did they build and amass their wealth. So I think it goes back to what Athena was saying in terms of you and whoever you're coming up with. If your group is really that good, you have to really put the work in to learn more so you can be more and then have more. And so it really starts with the desire to truly, truly want to learn and want to have more information to build wealth. Because LeBron, the way that I understand it, he's the first active player, I think outside of Tiger Woods, that earned $1 billion. And so what he used worked, and I think it needs to be a model of what needs to happen in order for everybody to grow wealth, even not using an excuse of I didn't come from it.
Yeah. So Dr. Charm, so like she said, you have your people like LeBron, you have your people like Tiger Woods. Obviously, they've made a decision to make sound decisions. And there are people who have less money than the people who've lost $20 million or $19 million or $10 million who've amassed a massive amount of wealth because of decisions that they made. I don't know. Is it the community? Is it the individual? Like, what can we do to say, Black people, wake up, like, get your shit together, build, do this. What can we do? What is the advice that you can give to these athletes to make them wake the fuck up?
Well, part of this is cultural because it's cultural habits surrounding money. When I was in nutrition, my bachelor's degree is in nutrition, right? And we took a food and culture class, and they actually talked about different behaviors based on culture. And one of the things we talk about in the African-American community is that we have a kind of a right now attitude. So not as much as a long term, it's more of an instant gratification attitude. And there's a historical reason behind that. I mean, we were lynched, we had properties taken away from us, like Wall Street, these kind of things. And so it was kind of like this attitude has evolved or devolved of, hey, I might not be here to enjoy it. I mean, look at Black men. They were actually using this in one of the campaigns. I can't remember what years ago, but they were like, Black men, you all are not going to live long enough to enjoy Social Security, but you're paying into it. So, some of this stuff has a truth to it. Right. I mean, so I think because there's a cultural attitude around money and resources that, hey, get rid of it now because I might not live to see it, or I'm not going to enjoy it because things could happen, that we built that. So we've got to move away from that and say, hey, we can, especially people who have wealth, means, and resources, like I can do things so that I don't end up losing it, that I can live longer, I can eat healthy, I can get a naturopathic doctor and a nutritionist and all these things to keep me alive longer and keep me healthy. And so, they've got to overcome some of these.
Baby, you're cutting it out.
These cultural get into the league. So I want to see more mentorship when it comes to that. With some of the other leagues that are, have predominantly Black athletes. Yeah, more mentorship. They need that. So you should have your LeBrons and your Shaqs and your Magics that are just getting together and saying, yo, you are Black men, you have this massive amount of money, and it should be coming from them, not their white financial advisors. Right. And I think, that's the village that I would love to see happen, is you have these ones who've done it, who've done it with less, or who've been able to shift and pivot and transition into something else and something great and say, look, maybe you don't know business, maybe you don't know finance, but here's some other things that you could do to generate passive income. And so you don't spend all your money. Maybe you don't go sleep with a bunch of women. Maybe you don't have a bunch of households that you got to take care of, and then a good portion of it, I think, is survivor's remorse. They feel like they not only got to take care of themselves, they got to take care of their families, they got to take care of their homes.
The black tax.
Well, I mean, some of it is accurate though.
To do that.
Because if they don't come back and help, and bring that wealth back into the community. Who is? They're the ones who made it out. And so because they made it out, not saying that you have an obligation, but you should. Like, how else are we going to get out of some of this stuff?
Strategically,
you got to
you
do it strategically.
just,
Yes,
like you don't give money to a crackhead, you buy him food, right? So you gotta there has to be. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to
their families crackheads. But I'm just saying you gotta know how to do it. What were you saying, Athena?
You don't have to be the super rich, athlete in order to do it. I know people. Shout out to Dr. Darren Warren of Meaningful Power Foundation. He is a technologist. He has his own foundation where he goes back in Detroit where he grew up and teaches STEM to kids and gives back and donate in that way. So if a person who is living in society that does not have celebrity status can do that, then these athletes can, instead of and can do on a different level. I mean, some of them pass out turkeys every Thanksgiving, and that's it. So I do think Dr. Felice has a point, because especially if you're writing off taxes for strip club money, right? If you got money to throw up in a strip club and eat wings, you have money to start your own charity and give back to your community and write that off.
Athena, really quick, I like where you were going. Can you expand on that black tax? I don't feel like enough people realize what it is. It's an actual real thing that we don't really account for.
Yes. Thank you, Moya. So the black tax, I don't know who coined the term, but basically it means that black people, basically when one of their family members make it or reach a certain level of success and status, that the other family members come to them about all financial issues that they have. And the expectation is that you are to financially bankroll your family members, even to your own detriment. And a lot of Black people fall into that trap or have to experience that. And it causes a problem. I know a lot of people who went to therapy. I know when I was in therapy, I talked to my therapist about it. Actually, I got a text message and I showed her about the entitlement of family members. And these be the same family members who don't be doing nothing. Don't work hard. Don't put in no sweat equity. Don't do nothing, right? But see you get it out the mud on your own and now have their hand coming to you. Now, if you have a family member that supports you, like your mom or your dad or whatever, that's a different situation. You can do whatever you want. But I'm telling you, the ones that be eating chicken and sitting on the couch, be coming to you, asking to help you pay their bills.
Listen.
Gabrielle Union talked about that. Well, there was a big controversy because she says she and Dwayne Wade go 50-50 on the bills. Yeah. And, he makes way more, he made more money than her, had more resources. But she said, she's taking care of all these different family members and she didn't want to have to worry about him. And I think he said something. She said they got into an argument or something, and he said something about this is my house. And, once he said that, she was like, no, we're doing 50-50.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And it's funny because I'm one of those people, if you ask me and I have it, then I'm going to give it. And I had to get counseling from my first lady. She said, no is a complete sentence.
Yep.
And it took a lot, but I was like, but what if I had it? And I had my mom and them and my immediate family, they don't ask me for nothing. But cousins, they'd be like, hey girl, how's business? And I'd be like, girl, business is great. I'm doing this. And they'd be like, now that I got that out the way, can you help me pay my rent? And so now when they call, I'll be like, girl, I'm on the brink of bankruptcy. I don't know what's happening. I just saw you on the Fly Nubian Money. Anyway, here's the thing. We got to figure out how we can generate some passive income. One of the things that I did is I wrote a book using the power of AI. And so Athena is getting ready to come up on Saturday with a training to talk to you about how to generate passive income. And this is what these football players need. They need to learn how to get passive income, and they can learn it with the power of AI. Let's go and let's hear about what Athena got to say on the commercial.
Are you ready to take your brilliant business idea and turn it into income? So my name is Athena Gardner. I'm a CPA, wealth coach, and also a Fly Nubian Money host. And I am partnering with the Fly Nubian Money Club to bring you this exclusive training called Idea to Income, how to supercharge or elevate your current business and using the power of AI. So in this training that is exclusive only to the Fly Nubian Money Club, You will learn how to take your brilliant business idea and turn it into a money-making machine or elevate a current business if you have one already. You will learn the AI tools that will help you supercharge your business, save time and slash costs. And then you will also have a plan and a strategy in how to execute that flawlessly. So if you're interested in that, please be sure to sign up at the FlyNubianMoneyClub.com, and I will see you in the training.
One of the best things that you can do. Gotcha, Moya. One of the best things that you can do for yourself is utilize technology to create passive and active income. You guys, we have more power in the palm of our hands with this thing right here than they had when they put the man on the moon. You can make millions of dollars at your fingertips through the power of AI. And this chick right here, she's doing a training in just 2 days where she's going to be helping you. Tell a little bit about what you're going to be teaching the peoples.
Listen, I'm going to be peeling eyelids back because I'm going to show you guys how peeling eyelids back. Whoa, honey. Wake up. Okay,
I can't wait to get my eyelids peeled back.
Honey. It's going to be better than the revival service at church. Hallelujah. Anyway, so what I'm going to show you is how easy it is to come up with a business idea or concept and how they can easily translate that into income for yourself and execute it flawlessly. So if you guys, I know some of you guys had, I need to get my money up for 2025. I know it's towards the end of January and some of y'all gave up on your goals. I'm not going to give up on you. Sign up for the training at FlyNubianMoneyClub.com. And I will see your face in the place this Saturday. And also, you should be signing up because we have these bomb trainings every month. I know Constance did hers. I know Lalo did hers. And now it's time for the goddess Athena to come through and bless the audience. So make sure you find out at FlyNubianMoneyClub.com.
She gonna kill that shit. And let me just say, we were having a conversation. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Also, there's a free trial. If you before, so there's no excuse. There's a free trial that's still current. So if you haven't signed up before, sign up now.
What was you saying, Dr. Charm?
Well, what she's not gonna have at the training is any lemon pepper wings because she's already clowned about these wings at the strip club.
No lemon pepper wings.
I'll make sure I go to Wingstop and have my lemon peppers while I'm doing the training my damn self. So it's Saturday, January 25th. You could get a 30-day free trial. And let me just tell you, I don't know what all she's teaching, but I use AI very limited. And like I said, birthed out of a conversation I had last week with these people right here on Fly Nubian Money. We were talking about living trust, and I was updating my trust, and I was using Chat GPT, and I was like, all you gotta do is blah, 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 blah. And I know I do that a lot, right? All you gotta do is, and people be like, the fuck? And so I went ahead and I created an ebook to show people how to do exactly what I did. And I ended up selling hundreds of copies like that. So I created another revenue stream using the power of AI to sell a product that you can use. And that's the stuff that she's going to be teaching you as a result of fucking with her and her training. Okay. That's what I teach my agents. I teach them this thing called the snap, and it's supposed to be as a result of working with me. I say as a result of fucking with me. But anyway, so let me tell you this. Let's talk about let me see. Financial planning. Financial planning. Your financial IQ is extremely important. And there are so many challenges to be young, to be Black, to be thrown into a lifestyle that they're not used to, that they've not been accustomed to. How can we as a community, maybe even support the people in our communities that are maybe less fortunate? What kind of advocacy can we as people be doing to help the people in our communities that are less fortunate? And I'm gonna start with you, Athena.
Well, like I gave the example previously, you can start your own foundation, you can donate, you can volunteer. If you don't have time to do that, you can get through your own associations. I know a lot of us have sororities and fraternities that we are a part of that do community service work. We can go ahead and do that. Also with financial literacy, there's so many free things available online through the government. I can't remember the website right now, but there are so many things available to us when it comes to financial literacy. And if we have time to scroll on Instagram and scroll on Facebook and scroll on TikTok, everybody was in outrage over TikTok but you're not outraged over that bank balance though, right? So if we have time to do all these things, then we definitely have time to read up on that as well. And also, if you're a lady, you know, it is very important, especially for the different stages of your financial life, because what's different than to women than to men, we tend to outlive men. So our money has to last longer. So that's another thing that we need to look at. But, you know, I'm gonna calm down right now.
we can go down that rabbit hole all day. But anyway, Moya, thank you, Athena. Moya, what do you think that we can do in our communities? Because really, Moya, it's each one teach one. The only way that we're going to make it happen, and the only way that our kids, even if they're talented, are not going to end up like those people, is if we do something different in our community. What can we do?
And I think you said it right there. Each one teach one. I think many times we forget, one, that we being you, being me, every one of us, we have something of value. We have something that will allow someone else, if they knew what you knew, they would be better off. But many times we think, oh, they don't really care about what I have to say. Oh, they're going to do what they're going to do anyway. And I think when we have that mindset, it limits not only us from sharing the gifts that we were given, but it limits our community. So we have to take that moment, take that time to teach someone else the value and the gifts that you've been given. So that way it keeps giving.
Girl, you know, listen, I'm about to take my house shoe and throw. You said a word. You said a word. No, really, because a lot of times she said a word, because a lot of times, y'all, people think that what they say or what they do or what their experiences are don't have value. And the thing about it is, if there is one person that you can effectuate change with, you can change probably a whole nation if you affect change with one person. And people are just, they're so like, I don't know if we're self-absorbed, or maybe we just think that we're not enough, or nobody's going to listen to, but just one person, if you could touch one person, and then that person could touch one person. You know, Jesus said he left the 99 and he went after the one. There's one person that you could effectuate change with that can make a difference, that can impact a whole nation. So don't be afraid to speak and teach the things that you know well and you know to be true. Correct people. I saw yesterday Sexy Red had posted a picture with her and Martin Luther King at the club or whatever. It was so distasteful, so disrespectful. It was garbage. And I was like, my comment was like, when we gonna cancel this bitch? Because and people in the comments was like, girl, because his daughter Bernice King was like, this is so distasteful and disrespectful. And people in the comments was like, girl, bye. It's just a picture. And it's like, do you Negroes not have any respect or decorum these days? Like, you guys don't, there's nothing sacred. But if somebody like just corrects somebody, we don't have to accept everything. We don't have to, just allow shit to happen. So I am.
She apologized and she took it down.
No. She did apologize. She totally did, and I respect her for apologizing. But it wasn't. And I'm glad that she got corrected, and I'm glad she apologized. And I'm glad she took it down. So that's wonderful. But the problem is we don't like to correct people because we think they're not going to listen. We don't think that they're going to receive what we're saying, and it's all in how we say it too. Talking to people in love, helping people, and not just trying to tell them. But Dr. Charm, what do you think we can do as a community to really stop these kids from just change people's lives?
I think, it comes down to values, because at the end of the day, Sexy Red took the thing down. I don't have no respect for her. You're a bigger person than me. I don't have respect for her because it never should have went up anyways. And then, they had an Ethiopian restaurant that was out here in Atlanta that put some kind of flyer where it showed like Rosa Parks with her face superimposed on somebody with their booty cheeks hanging out like an AI.
I saw that.
Having something at the club. I mean, it was really bad. So it's like, we need to exercise better values and better judgment. And, Bill Cosby did do something that, got him in trouble with the Black community. I'm talking about before all the drugging and all the Quaaludes and all that kind of stuff. He went on this tour with Alvin Poussaint and, people accused him of talking down to lower class Blacks about their behavior, saying, you're buying Jordans for your kid, you're doing this and this and that. And I get it why people were upset. But one thing I have to say that I'm going to agree with Dr. Cosby on was that he was saying that back in the day when we were poor, we still had values. Like, poverty does not take your value system away. And I remember, I grew up, we grew up in a working class home, shotgun house. Anybody from the South know what a shotgun? I grew up in a shotgun house. And I remember getting ready to go to school And my 101-year-old great grandmother was like, girl, I don't know, what's going on with that skirt. Now the skirt was right at my knees, but she old school. She was like, if you wearing that to school, like, oh, I better go change clothes. And that doesn't cost anything to say, hey, go change clothes. Or, so we got to have values, and whether we have money or not, that's something that we can always maintain.
Yeah, your grandmother, that reminds me of that lady said that, I forgot, it was a video, and she said she went to school and they was calling her fat at school, and then she came home and told her grandma, and her grandma said, baby, you knew you was fat when you went to school, before you went to school. Grandma was Mama deal was straight say something like that, baby, you knew you was fat before you walked out these doors. What you crying for now? Anyway, Dr. Felice, what can we do as a community?
So I think y'all all said it really eloquently, and I would only have to piggyback, but I always bring it back to us, right? We are our greatest and most powerful role models. And so we have to be what it is we want to see. So if you want to see a change, we have to be the change, and you never know who's watching you. You never know whose audience you really have. So how are you showing up? How are you representing? How are you demonstrating a life of kindness, generosity, advocacy? And so all of that matters, and it has a trickle down effect. And so someone sees all of us in our beauty, right? In our excellence, in our love. And someone says, how do I get that? What do I need to do to be that? And that's the seed that can be watered. So it's going to start with us and being the example. And hopefully that trickle down effect will take, it's going to do everything that you young ladies said it will do.
Yeah. Amen. I love it. So while you there, go ahead and give your final thoughts, and where can we find you?
Oh, so my final thoughts are, let's step it up, y'all, especially, our men. Like, let's start looking at our women differently. Let's start loving them differently, and stop impregnating them and leaving them with these babies that really are not going to have the love, the attention, the superheroes in their lives that they really are craving. Let's start loving our women a little bit differently, so that you don't have to worry about how much money you have in order to be able to be the father or the role model that you want to be. I'm going to leave it at that. And I hope it doesn't feel judgy, but I do want to say that I am Felice, the Be Big Coach, and you can find me on Instagram at b.big.coach. You can also find me on Facebook, Be Big Coach. You can find me on my website, thebebigcoach.com. You can go out on Amazon and get Be Big, the book, and the companion journal. And so let me know how I can be of service to you.
Let's go. The book and the companion journal. What's our song, Athena? The B.Big.coach. Hey, the B.Big. What? The B.Big.coach. Hey, All right. Dr. Charm, what are your final thoughts, and where can they find you?
My final thoughts are, I am proud of these Black male athletes that are getting these $80, $100 million contracts and things. And so I just want to see them hold on to their money and keep it, and not fall prey to the baby mamas and the lavish lifestyles that are above their means. So, hey, we can all learn from that. We can all take a note from it. You can find me on Instagram at CharmGirl77. If you're in the Atlanta area, I'm always doing comedy shows, and I'm also branching out into other cities. So follow my Instagram at CharmGirl77 for more information. And I'm happy to be here, y'all.
Yay! Y'all, if y'all don't know nothing about Dr. Charm, she is a medical practitioner. She is a psychic medium, and she is a stand-up Listen, she could deliver your baby. She could tell you a joke, and she could also predict your future. You better holler at Dr. Charms, and her TikTok go crazy. You hear me? Y'all better holler at Dr. Charm. Follow her. She got a lot of big stuff going on. And then we have Miss Moya, the tax professional.
So one of the things that I was listening to Shannon Sharp talk about, the issue that we start talking about today in terms of Cam Newton, and what we can do. And one of the things that he said is that as his kids got big, he always wanted to keep his same lifestyle that he had being in the NFL. And as his kids got big and started going into college, he switched from paying for their college to saying they have to take out student loans. And so one of the things that I think it's important that we always understand is school and education costs. But it really starts with when you're putting together your FAFSA, how you do it. So I wanted to give everybody something today. Today is my birthday. So you can go to www.moya.tax. And I have the tax information. I have the college guide in terms of what you need to do to make sure that your kid is in college and they're going to their dream school and they're doing everything that they need to do. I also have this. This is what HBCU really fits based upon your child's personality, because all HBCUs are not the same. And then most importantly, the financial FAFSA guide. All of this at www.moya.tax for $10. So $10 to help you save tens of thousands of dollars, all for you guys, because we want to be able to pour into our children the way that we pour into you all every day on this show.
Girl, is this all electronic too? Can I download this? Okay, yes.
Come on.
What? So they go to what website?
www.moya.tax.
Girl, you better give them the shoulders and the information. You better give them the shoulder pads and the information. You hear me? You hear me? I love it. That's so good. And I love the way you did that pivot, though. You said, Shannon Sharp said, and then you said, but the way I do it is to the student. Girl, you did that so slick with it. I love it. I love it. Okay. I'm in love, y'all. All right. Now we're going to round it up with Miss We Wealth Warrior, all things pop queen. Let's go. What's your final?
All right. So the lesson that we can find out is that financial planning has to have a long-term view and focus, and not for right now. So I'm sure Cam Newton wasn't really thinking about the 8 kids and the money drying up or the reduction that it is. And now he's reflecting on that. But for you guys, I think that we can learn that our finances need to be together and we need to plan for the long term. So for my goddesses, for my ladies, if you're interested in getting your finances in order, attracting the abundance in your life that you need, how to navigate money and relationships, especially those of us who are dating, I've created the Goddess Guide to Money, and that course is available to you at elevatewithathena.com. I also have a course for those of you who are ready to level up financially. The AI Business Launch course is available as well. And sign up for Fly Nubian Money Club. The trial is still going, so I don't want to hear no excuses, because this Saturday I need your face in the place, because I'm about to snatch them eyelids back and how to supercharge your success with the power of AI and taking your idea to income. So head on to the FlyNubianMoneyClub.com for that. My name is Athena Gardner. I'm a CPA honey, and you can find everything, my social media podcast, all the things I've just mentioned at elevatewithathena.com.
Woo! Wait, Athena, are you a Gen Z or a millennial?
I'm a millennial.
So she's a millennial. Okay, she's young and she got that knowledge and she got that fire. I hope when my kids grow up, they're gonna be just like you. They're gonna be giving the people the education. I love it. She out there making it happen. She's educating people. She's educated. She owns property. She's invests, and then she shows you how to do the same thing. This is all Black excellence on this panel, y'all. This is all Black excellence. Y'all better tap in. Y'all better tap in. Listen, 2025 is going to be an amazing year. I believe that. I affirm that every single day. I write in my journal. I do all of those things. But it's only because I believe that it's possible. And I just believe that what we can do as a people is we got to be willing to give back. We got to be willing to teach other people. I'm tired of seeing Black people go into the worst situations. There's this thing that everything that's bad, we're at the top. Everything that's good, we're at the bottom. You notice that, education, we're at the bottom, credit, we're at the bottom, everything that's good, that we're at the bottom. And then family, we're at the bottom. Like, we're not married, we're not building wealth, we're not having the income, all of those things. but we can change the narrative. But it starts with us individually. You guys, it's almost 500 people who are watching us right now. You have somebody that you can effectuate change with. You have somebody that you can give this information, this knowledge every time you come live, because I know that we have people who watch us faithfully. You're not watching just for entertainment. I know I'm funny. I know Dr. Charm is a comedian, but I know you're not watching for information. I know you're watching this, to be entertained. I know you're watching this for information, life transformational information. And so you take this information and you give it to the people in your community. You tell the people in your family. You tell your cousin them, your auntie them, your mom and them. You tell everybody about the information that's out there. They used to say, if you want to keep something from a Black person, put it in the book. They done fucked around and gave us the motherfucking internet. And we have access to everything that we need. So I'm glad that you guys tune in. I'm glad that you guys get this information. Go to Fly Nubian Money Club and sign up for your 30-day free trial. Get this game that we are giving you. I did a training a couple of weeks ago. There was, 400 or 500 people in the training, and they walked away with an abundance of information. I put it all on the table. I gave it all that I got. But that's what we're here for, is to give you all that we got so that you can give to the next person. It is about each one, teach one. So listen, Net 7 Collective, we just released our book on the 20th. Look at this, is a hardback book. And AI actually helped us to be able to write this. So you're going to learn about that on Saturday too. But my new cohort is coming up next Wednesday. I'll be interviewing people for the next couple of days to see if you would be a good fit. But people's lives are changing, y'all. People's lives are changing. I'm watching these women, and I'm sitting on the front row watching their lives elevate before my eyes. And it's a beautiful thing. So if you want this 2025 to be a great year for you, go to bookwithconstance.com or go to my website. Thank you. Go to my website or go to bookwithconstance.com so we can see that if you will be a great fit for our program. And finally, listen, here's the takeaway. Financial security doesn't just happen. It's about smart planning, making wise investments, and knowing when to ask for help. Whether you're an athlete or anyone with a high-paying but brief career, the lessons are universal. This was such a powerful conversation. We discussed the very challenges athletes face after leaving their careers and the importance of planning ahead. And each one teach one, y'all. We are a village. We are not individualistic like these rugged Eurocentric individualistic ideology that they give us in America. We are a community. We are communal. And so we have to start acting that way. We got to start being that way. Let's stop adopting this negative shit that they didn't put in our face, and let's start adopting the positive. We got to work together. We got to practice collective economics. We got to just do the damn thing together. Before we get out of here, there's two things I want to do. First of all, I want to make sure that you guys subscribe to Fly Nubian Money Club. Secondly, two of our queens' birthdays today. Y'all don't see Miss Vanessa Gopal. I saw on Facebook today was her birthday too. Y'all, obviously you guys are friends, so y'all know y'all got the same birthday, right? And then Miss Moya's birthday is today. So we want to tell you happy birthday, queen. I don't know. Y'all want to sing the black version? Y'all want to sing the Stevie Wonder version? Y'all want to sing the white? I want to say happy birthday to you.
I want to say happy birthday to you. Hey, Moya, African goddess looking queen. Well, I don't know. I can't rap. You got it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, my birthday was on the 7th, and I was in Puerto Rico. That's why y'all haven't seen me for a while, honey. I was enjoying myself.
Birthday, queen. Happy belated birthday. Happy birthday to all the January birthdays. I'm going to be 49 next month. Anyway, listen, y'all. You guys have had another exciting Fly Nubian Money show. And if you want to watch us every day, we're on 5 days a week, 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. No, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So you can find us everywhere. Go to Fly Nubian Queen YouTube and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Here's the thing too, y'all. We need to get this visibility out. More people need to learn about the Fly Nubian Queen YouTube channel. So please share this information so that people could hear about us. If you hit the thumbs up, if you hit the like, if you hit the share, more people will come in and learn about us. Don't you want more people to learn about all this good information that we be spitting? Yes. So make sure you sharing the page out. Make sure you subscribe to Fly Nubian Queen. Make sure you follow all these queens: Athena, Moya, Dr. Charm, Dr. Felice, all of these queens. Make sure you're following them on all social media. And remember, if you can't watch us, you can listen to us on Spotify. Go to Spotify and search for Fly Nubian Money. And additionally, if you want to get alerted every time we go live, text the word Queens to 87948. Guess what? I love all the women on this panel, and we love you too. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same bat channel. Peace. Look at that girl. Look